too late now, you've gone too far. You can't go, there's no going back. Good morning everybody. So here we are back on a Sunday morning again, and a cold and windy Sunday morning. We've got Storm Dennis is, well, we missed it this morning. I think we just caught the edge of it this morning. It just went past us, it blew everything over and then just disappeared. Anyway, so Sunday morning, here we are again, back on with the van. Elaine's been working on the van all week. We're getting there. It's getting there quite quickly. What I'll do is I'll insert here bits that Elaine's been getting on with throughout the week. Little bits and bobs that she's been doing. As I said, it's starting to look good. I'll insert that. Here we go.
Max has got the right idea. He's snuggled up on the sofa. Haven't you, sweetie? Hey? Are you going to be a lovely boy? Because it's just too cold outside, isn't it? Hello everyone. Right, I haven't done a lot this week because I've been busy in the house. So I've been busy putting down new kitchen floor. You can see we only moved in here in August, but we're slowly getting through the jobs now that I've given up work. Right, so this is a large quilt cover with a great design that I'm hoping to use to cover the ceiling on the van. So it's blue, navy blue like the van, and then silver on that mandala pattern. So I'm going to try and use this somehow. I've got some wadding, so I'm going to try and back it with the wadding and then staple or use some panels of, some strips of wood to try and make a groovy ceiling cover. So I'm going to give that a go today. So the only space that I now have is on the kitchen floor. So luckily it's a new kitchen floor, so it's nice and clean. So I've spread the quilt cover out on the floor, got it as flat as I can. I've measured the width of the ceiling and I'm going to cut down each side so that I've got the majority of the pattern for the middle, and then I'm going to flip it over, put some spray glue on and put my wadding on when I've got the wadding cut as well. So let's give it a go. Mostly use my pinking shears so that I don't have to do any sewing. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. And all the raw edges are going to get tucked in anyway. But the pinking shears will just help stop any fraying.
Dad said okay. Because it's like, when you say okay, it's like...
Start.
Start, yeah. Okay. It is, it's like... I can cut out the okays, if you want me to. Should I do that? So never say okay on video ever again. What
Once
else?
or twice.
Oh, okay.
Just not 16 times in the same sentence.
What other word am I not allowed to say?
So.
So. Okay. So what you do? So what are you doing now? Hiya, Max. Let's say hello to Max. Hiya, Maxie. It's like, what's going on? You're in the van again. Is this so this is the last piece of carpet, is that right?
Yes, it's the bit that I couldn't do because I didn't have 3 hands.
Okay. So we're in on the last carpet piece.
And now it's in, so we'll get the screws put back in, and that's the last of that, and hopefully the last of the nasty sticky glue, so I can't make any more mess with the glue everywhere.
Cool. Very good, love.
You can take it.
Hold it a bit higher up the camera. Hold the camera higher up now. Hold the camera. Hold it there. Yeah. And you get less wobbles on it then. Because when I'm filming it, and sometimes it's doing this, if you hold it higher up, you get less wobbles. Brilliant. Cool.
Good.
Lovely. Did you film that?
I am filming that.
That's it.
Yep. We're also going to take off
put them back in again,
the
then.
black window stuff because it was in a bad state everywhere. And there's some here, and it's literally just peeling off here.
I'm not worried.
But we're not worried about that. We just want to get the van ready for our first trip because that's coming up quite soon, isn't it, Darren?
3 weeks.
Yay!
3 weeks, and we'll be in Portugal. Cool. Okay, so whilst Elaine's been getting on with all of that work during the week, and I've been out doing my day job, I managed to get back in here this morning. A little bit yesterday on Saturday. Didn't get very much done yesterday, but a little bit. And I managed to at least get the power coming into all of our equipment. We've got a light fitted, although it still needs tidying up a little bit. But I'll just show you what we've done, or what I've done yesterday for the electrics. Here we go. So this is our electrical cupboard. As you can see, I've got my 12.1 volts showing, which I'm really pleased with. Got a USB there lighting up, so the power's definitely coming in. 12 volt as well. Not sure that I'll actually use that. We've got our switch. This is the only one that's wired in at the minute. This is our light switch. So we have a light switch there, and if you can see it in this light, yep, the light's working. So just go. There we go, off and on. Well, I'm pleased with that, aren't I? So, yeah, so that's what I've been doing there. Switch the light off. And in the back here, I've also just put on just a little meter in here, just an additional meter telling me how much of the battery is still available. So we're running at 95%. Now that battery is sat through the whole of the winter. I was going to say it possibly in the garden. But yeah, we're still looking at 95%. I'll keep an eye on that, see how it goes anyway. We've also got the split charge is there as well. So the split charge, we'll be charging that as we drive. So that seems to all be in order and working. And now all I've got to do is fit in a few things into these switches here. So there's going to be the fridge will go into there. Another light is going to go into there. And maybe a couple of other things to see how we go. So that's the electric so far.
last thing we forgot was that I've done some window covers for in a night, or when it's, if we go somewhere and it's cold. So I made them out of what was left from the ceiling. So I actually had some of that left, but I only had enough to do one side of each window blind, and we have 2 windows. So on the other side, it's all bits of material that I had left, and in the middle, I know they usually put that stuff that you use for insulation, but we didn't have enough left. But we did have some wadding from the ceiling, so I filled it with wadding. And then we've used, if you can see that in the light, little clips that just stick onto the window, and they have a little hook. And then I've put a small tab on here, and there's 3 that go along the length of the curtain, and that will just block everything out, keep the warm in, and they look really cool, I think. So this top, I've just done it this way around so you can see all the bits of fabric I had left, and again, and I've put the loops on either side, so if we want to have it the other way around then we can. And that one's got the blue one, so that just keeps all the cold out. Now that everything's covered, and from the outside it still just looks completely black, quite stealthy because the windows are black.
So today's been probably quite uneventful in the long, in the scheme of things. Today's been more of a case of just kind of finishing off bits and bobs on the van, and just kind of checking things out, checking that they're working. I've done a little bit of work on the electrics like I showed you earlier. We put the carpet on the door like we showed you. We did notice I have a little bit of a leak coming through the back here. There was just a little bit of a leak coming in. I don't think the wood was stopping the rubber seal from sealing properly, so we've had to cut the wood back a little bit, and that should hopefully solve that problem. That's the wood wasn't very wet, but damp was getting through, so we just left that indoors just to dry off a little bit. So yeah, it's really just been a case of it's just really been a case of getting things kind of finished, I suppose. Not finished, but bits and bobs finished. So that's probably where we are at the moment. So what we'll do for today is we'll call it a day. Elaine's tidying up all the tools at the moment because I just couldn't bring myself to sort out all of that really. So Elaine's on doing that at the minute. So what I thought I could do is bring the video to an end about here. We've got a few things arriving in the week. We've got some foam arriving in the week for where I'm sitting here. We've got extra cable so I can fit the other light just up on that side. Fridge is almost in. I just need to wire the fridge in. So a few little jobs that we're going to do during the week. We'll film them, put them up. But for today, we'll just leave it and call it a day. So thanks very much for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment as well. That would be brilliant. Thank you very much. Thanks very much for joining us. Catch you a little bit later on. Well, we'll catch you next week. Thanks very much for joining us. Bye for now. Bye bye.